guys, welcome back to App. For today's video, we are going to show you or discuss the Shopify responsive design tutorial. So if you're interested, let's start tutorial. So you might be wondering, how do you actually make your Shopify's website design responsive? So let's first go ahead and access our editor here in Shopify. So first go to shopify.com, log into your account, and you want to go to online store, and under online store you want to go ahead and click on customize, so you see here on your current theme. Now in this case, we first need to discuss a few things on how Shopify actually work. So the great thing about Shopify here is you could basically just use themes for your Shopify store. Now, the contents that you see here, the sections that you see here are going to be pre-built. So meaning anything you see here are going to be already optimized. So you don't have to basically change a few other things here. So just give you the I'm going to maybe add a like for example a rich text section here. So this is actually what it looks like. So if you select one of them, as you can see, you can't manually move them. As you can see, you can move them. You can't necessarily move them around. But if you click on that specific element, as you can see right now, we have our element here, our text element. At the right side, you have the option to change a few things. But if you click on this button here, you have other things that we can edit here. So depending on what element you click here, you have the option to change a few things. But again, these elements here are already optimized, so you don't have to worry about it being responsive to certain designs. Now, if you're worrying about the mobile version of your Shopify's website here, or your current look of your Shopify store, so usually at the top right, you have these buttons here. So this is just not any other button there. You have the option to change the view of your current website right now. So you have by default, it's going to be desktop. So if you click on mobile here, you should be able to see the preview of your website. Now in this case, you go into, like, for example, you have this featured collection here. I can go and just click on that specific section, and you should be able to change a few things. Like for example, you can change the maximum product shown. So for example, I'm going to maybe like limit to 6 so that it's not cluttered. So let's go ahead and change a few things, like number of columns on desktop, like 2, so if you want to limit that, or 3 or 4, depending on what you want. So yeah, so you can change other settings here. So you could go and do that as well here. But in terms of it being responsive, there's nothing much that we could do here, because again, everything is already customized. Now the only time that you need to worry about your design not meeting your look here is if you add, like for example, custom CSS. Now if you choose the option here for add custom code here, so you click on add section and you choose custom liquid, so you have the option to add your own code here. So that's the only time that you need to worry about you worrying about certain responsive designs. So in this case, I would recommend you, like for example, if you're going to do this, just make sure that includes this in an element first. Like for example, add it in a div, and make sure to also add padding and margins on it, so that just to make sure that you have like spacing in between it, so whenever it changes the size, you still have some spacing. It will still look professional in that case. But yeah, now by the way, if you see like any headings here, you can go and click on it, and you can change the heading size here. So just in case it looks too big for you, you can make it either, like for example, medium, so it will adapt. But the only downside here is if you change back into your desktop view, usually that would also change. So any change that you make on your mobile or your desktop here will also affect the other view that you have. So if you change something on your mobile view here, the size of your text, that will also take effect on your mobile. But yeah, so in this case, just make sure to save your changes at the top right here, so you have, or you should be able to so that you could save your changes. But in this case, that's about it. So hopefully this video was able to help you. Like and subscribe to Up. Thank you for watching.